New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani and his wife Rama Douaji are facing scrutiny after a report alleging that Mamdani's wife liked posts on social media that celebrated the October 7th attacks on Israel.
The controversy first started on Friday when an article from Jewish Insider brought the posts in question to light. The first post was shared on the same day as the attacks by Hamas, and according to the article, quote, the Instagram post shows stills from participants' live-streamed footage of the attack. First of a bulldozer the terrorists used to breach the barrier separating Israel from Gaza. The second of attackers riding on a captured IDF vehicle. Printed on the former are the words, breaking the walls of apartheid and military occupation, and on the latter, resisting apartheid since 1948. Screenshots show Mamdani's wife using her personal Instagram account to like that post, as well as another post celebrating the pro-Palestine rally that took place in Times Square the day after the attack. Mandani, who was at the time dating Rouaji, denounced that same rally, saying it appeared to, quote, make light of the loss of civilian life.
The story gained some traction over the weekend, leading to outrage from supporters of Israel. New York Congressman Mike Lawler wrote on X, "This is not something that can be swept under the rug. The sitting mayor's wife celebrated the murder of New Yorkers on October 7th. The mayor and his wife must answer questions, and the media must hold them accountable the same way they would the First Lady of the United States if she'd like statements celebrating the murder of Americans." And Barstool Sports founder Dave Portnoy writes, "Of course Mamdani's wife celebrated October 7th. The Mamdanis haven't hid who they are at all. They're terrorist-sympathizing communists. They wear it loud and proud. Anybody who paid an ounce of attention knew that going in, and he still won. That's the real problem."
And Mamdani was asked about the story by reporters on Saturday. Here was his response.
My wife is the love of my life, and she's also a private person who has held no formal position on my campaign or in my city hall. I, however, was elected to represent all 8.5 million people in the city, and I believe that it's my responsibility, because of that role, to answer any questions about my thoughts and my policies and my decisions.
A couple things I want to say about this. I don't really buy the excuse that she's not a political figure, because it would be a scandal if the wife of any prominent Republican. The spouse is generally in the game enough. It's different than like the kids or something. So I don't really agree with that. However, and to be clear, I was very critical of Mamdani in my radar today. People can go watch that for, in my view, underplaying the threat of Islamic terrorism relative to some other things. All that said, this one didn't quite do it for me for a couple reasons. I certainly think those posts were they were not good posts. They were not posts, as far as I could tell, that really very concretely and directly said that people dying on October 7th was good. It was it was celebration of, the idea that they're in apartheid in Gaza and they're breaking out of that. Now, I think maybe you were naive to think that the breaking out of their shackles part was not going to also result in lots of innocent people dying, as it immediately did. I've criticized Palestinian groups that emphasize the liberatory nature of that. Okay, but then they went and massacred people at a music festival, and they massacred people in their homes. So I think all those posts are very misguided. I think that's different, though, than liking a post that's saying, oh, Jews died, that's great. Also, and in addition to that, liking a post is a little, I like posts constantly on social media because I'm flagging them to use on this show or to reference later. I like posts I don't agree with constantly because that's how you internally flag for yourself. Now, I'm not asserting that's what she was doing. She maybe was liking it because she agrees with the sentiment, but the sentiment was even not still bad. I disagree with it. I disagree with the kind of politics she has on this issue and just in general, I'm sure. But they're being a little misdirecty here to do an anti-Semitism gotcha, in my view.
Yeah, the only way in which I differ, I think, from your view is that I would be more emphatic about the idea that I think this is a very, very thin gotcha. And, the central point is the one that you just raised about likes. I'm not on Instagram, which I think these likes occurred, but on Twitter or X, I like things constantly that I don't agree with.
Yeah.
The idea that hitting a like signifies an endorsement of the view expressed is just a fundamentally pretty absurd view, in my opinion.
The debate is over whether retweets are endorsements.
Right.
Likes are not endorsements.
Right.
Likes is an internal flagging mechanism.
Exactly. And, it does seem to me that in the middle of all the massive things we're in the center of as a country, I mean, we've done several segments already on the situation in Iran today, to be worrying about what the New York City mayor's wife liked on Instagram, a couple of years ago. I mean, that just seems not really relevant to me. It seems an intentional scare story. And I mean, obviously I'm, more sympathetic to Mamdani than you are. But, there is this constant barrage, sometimes from the New York Post, sometimes from the Free Press. There's a radio host, Sid Rosenberg, recently referred to Mamdani himself as a cockroach and a jihadist. I mean, this sort of stuff I find just way, way untethered from the actual facts, and now attacking his wife, I see as part of the same pattern.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be fine with it, but you got to come up with better, thin to your...
Yeah, there's got to be substance to it.
It was a little bit thin.
Yeah.
I mean, there is way more, it's a bigger problem on the right than people were aware of, and they are waking up to that, and it's now people on the right are getting tons of criticism from the Free Press and others, deservedly, in my view, because it's nuts how much I see the sentiment expressed. Like, they're out to get us, we're the goyim, that kind of... I didn't even know what that phrase meant until a couple months ago, and now it's everywhere on social media. It's very, very bad and unhealthy.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that there is... I mean, look...
I think anti-Semitism is a way bigger problem than I thought previously, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I think that...
I don't change my mind often.
Yeah.
And I've changed my mind on that.
It's such a... Look, anti-Semitism is as gross and wrong as any other form of prejudice or bigotry. And I do think that, particularly on the right, there has been a notable upsurge in the openness with which it is expressed recently. Then I also do, of course, see the flip side, which is the weaponization of the charge of anti-Semitism. Piers Morgan, who we both have, was talking about this just over the weekend.
You're right, and then they come at him totally, it's absolute BS.
Absolutely.
He's platforming robust, spirited debates, not on whether anti-Semitism is good or bad, but on Israel's actions and what should be the role in the Middle East. And he's very tough but fair to all of his guests, and he platforms people I like, people I don't like, and they're prosecuting some war on him because they think the anti-war guests keep getting the better. But that's not by the structure of the thing. That's just the anti-war people are more persuasive.
Right.
And nobody wants this.
Right, and it's not, I mean, it's just clearly not born out of some Piers Morgan animus toward Jewish people. Like, that's a ludicrous charge.
Right.
So that kind of weaponization, I think, has made it, I mean, that just plays into the whole debate over anti-Semitism too.
A lot of people are very frustrating on all of these.
I agree.
On all sides.
Not like us. We're much more reasonable.
Are we frustrating you? We hope not.
Up next, a new report says that Jeffrey Epstein's prison guard was Googling him just minutes before he was found dead in 2019. We'll be right back to discuss that.